Hi guys, welcome back to the new video of Easy Tutorials. Today in this video I will show you how to make a complete website using HTML and CSS. It would be a single page static website. So this is the header section. Let me scroll it and you can see very nice 3D scrolling effect, which is very interesting part of this website tutorial. So the next section is our services, where you can see beautiful hover effect on each service. Let me scroll down again and you can see 3D scrolling effect. And our next section is feature section. Let's scroll down here and you can see the contact form, contact details and copyright message. You will learn to make this complete web page with 3D scrolling effect using HTML, CSS and Bootstrap step by step. Before starting, I will request you to like this video and also subscribe if you are new on my channel. Now let's start this video. First I have one folder and in this folder you can see there are some images, one HTML file and one CSS file. Now I will open my text editor, which is brackets editor. So this is my HTML file and this one is CSS file. I have already connected HTML file with CSS with this line of code. And here I have added this link to add Google Fonts on this web page. Next we will come to the body tag and here we will create one section. And for this section we will set one class name, header, and in this section we will add one div, and for this one also we will add one class name. So the class name I am writing content box. Let's use this class name in the CSS file. First we will add background image and linear gradient color over the image. This is the file name home.jpg. This is the background image. Next we will write background position, it will be center, and background size. Width it will be 100%, then height 100%. Let me open this HTML file with Google Chrome and you can see this image. Next in this div I will create another div and class name I am writing menu, and here we will add image, so I am using img source and the file name which is logo.png. Reload the web page and you can see this logo on this web page. Let's copy this class name menu right here in the CSS file. Then write display inline flex. Again I will add menu and img for the logo. Height it will be 35 pixel and some margin. And cursor it will be pointer. Reload the web page and you can see a small logo and some space around this logo. After this image I will create one button. Type it will be button and the button text is login. Reload the web page, you can see this login button here. Let's copy this button and write it here. Before that I will add this class name. So for this button we will add some padding. Then background. Color will be white. Then font size. Border would be 0. Then position absolute. Right 10% and top 5%. Refresh the web page and you can see this button over here in the right side. Next we will add one icon, so search for Font Awesome CDN on the Google. Open this website and just copy this link. Come to the HTML file, duplicate this code and here replace the URL. That's it. Again come to the Google and search for Font Awesome icons. Open this website. Here we can search any icon. So I will search for sign in. Click here and just copy this one line of code. Write it here. I can remove this one. That's it. Now refresh the web page. You can see this icon over here. Just we need to add some space. So just copy this one, FA. Write it here and before that we will just add this one. And for this icon we will add margin from the right side for 10 pixel. So you can see this button looks beautiful. After this content box we will create another div and the class name I am adding banner text. So here we will add one title, so I am using H2 and this is our title. Next we will add some small text, so I am using p tag. Refresh the web page and you can see this title and a small description here. Let's copy this class name banner text in the CSS file and for this one we will set the width. It will be 80% and color white. Margin 16 pixel from top, left right auto and 0 from bottom. Text align it will be center. Refresh the web page and you can see this title and description in the center. Let's copy this H2, write it here and before that add this class name. Here we will write margin from the top, then font size. Let's copy it again. Here we will add P and font size it will be 14 pixel. Margin this one. Refresh the web page and you can see different font size for this title and description. In this small description we will add BR to change the line so that you can see this small description in 2 lines. So after this text we will add one button, so I am using a href and the text will be about us. Let's copy it here, then write A for the anchor tag. Here we will add text decoration none and color white. Border 1 pixel solid and this color. Display block and some padding and width it will be 180 pixel and margin. And this same background. Refresh the web page and you can see this button on this web page. Next we have to add some hover effect on this button. So just copy this one, then write hover, background, it will become transparent And in this anchor tag we will add transition 0.5 seconds. Refresh the web page and you can see when I take cursor over this button, it changed the background. So after making the first section, we will create another section here. But before that, I will write one comment, service, and let's create one section here and the class name, it is service. In this section, we will create one div and we will add one class name, content box. Let us scroll down, you can see same image here. So let me just copy this header. I will add it here, header.content box. So this background will be visible on header section only. Let's come to this section and just copy this class name, write it here. Just come to the CSS file. First we will write one comment, service, then add this class name, and for this one also we will add one background, then height 100% and width 100%. After reloading the web page, you can see this 100% of blank space on this web page. We will add Bootstrap on this web page. So come to the Google and search for Bootstrap CDN. Open this website and copy this link. Duplicate this line and replace the URL. So here we will add one div and Bootstrap class name, which is container. And now we'll add one title in h1. So the title is our service. Let's use this h1 in CSS file. We will add text align center and some padding from top. Let's refresh the web page. You can see this title on this web page. Now again write h1, then after content it will be empty, then background, this color, display will be block, and height and width. We will add margin. So you can see this one line below this text. So after this title we will create one div and class name I'm adding row because we need some column here. Let me add one more class name services. Next we'll add one class name div class, call md3, and one more class name text center. So this will be the first column, and in this column we'll add one div and the class name I am writing icon, and just copy this icon code, write it here. We'll change the icon, it will be some different icon. Reload the web page, you can see this icon over here. So after this icon div, we'll add one title in h3. This is the title here. Then we'll add some text in p tag. So you can see this title and description for the first column. Let's copy this class name icon, write it into the CSS file. And before that we will add this class name services. Here we will add font size and margin and padding. We'll add some height and width. Border will be 1 pixel solid and this color. Border radius 50% and color this one. Reload the web page. You can see this icon like this. Let's copy it here, then write P. Here we'll add font size and margin from top and color. Padding will be 20 pixel, so you can see good alignment for the left column content. Now just come back to the HTML file and here we will add a span, open and close. Let's copy this span here in the CSS file. Before that we'll add this class name, and for this one we will change the color. Refresh the web page and you can see this color in this title. Now simply we will duplicate this first column. So now we have 4 columns here. Next we will change the icons and content. Then save the changes and refresh the web page. You can see 4 different columns here. Next we will add hover effect on these columns. So just copy this class name. Before that we will add this one, services. And here we will add background, this color and cursor pointer. Color will be white and box shadow this one. Transition 0.5 seconds and this transition in span also. Here we will add hover. Now refresh the web page. You can see when I take cursor on the first one, it changed the background color. Next we have to change the color of this icon, title and some content. So just copy this one and here we will add icon. We will change the border 1 pixel solid and color will become white. And this color also white. Let's duplicate it. Here we will add P and we will change the color. Let's duplicate it again. Here we'll add a span and color white. Refresh the web page. You can see changes in the title and text color. For the icon, we'll check. Here we will add one dot, and now you can see white icon when I take cursor over this service. So finally we have completed this service section also. After this section, we'll again add one comment. Feature, and now we'll create another section here and one class name which is feature. In this section we'll add one div and we'll add class name content box. Then we'll add one more div and the class name is container, which is Bootstrap class, and here we need two columns. So first we'll add one row, and in this row we'll create columns with using Bootstrap classes. So we have two columns. In the first one we'll add one title in H2, and the title is features are. You can see this text here. Next we'll add some list, so I'm using UL and LI. So we have added some list here. Refresh the web page, you can see this title and this list. Let's copy this H2. Here we will add one comment first. Features, and here we'll add H2, and before that we'll add this class name feature. For this one we'll add margin from top. Let's duplicate it. Then write after and just copy everything from here. And we'll change the width. And position, it will be absolute. Left 17 pixel, and we'll change the margin. Refresh the web page. Now you can see this line below this title. Next, just copy this UL, write it here, and before that add this class name. For this one we'll add some margin from the top and margin from the left side. List style type, it will be none. So it look like this one. Let's copy it again. Here we'll add li, line height 40 pixel and font size 14 pixel. Let's copy it again. Here we will add after and content, then height 7 pixel and width also 7 pixel, and background. Then we'll add transform rotate 45°. Position will be absolute and top 17 pixel, left minus 25 pixel. And here we will add position relative. Refresh the web page, you can see some icons before this list text. Now we'll come to the second column, which is right column, and here we'll add one image. So I'm using img source and the image file name, which is feature.jpg. We'll add one class name for this image. img fluid. Refresh the web page. You can see this image here in the right column. Let's copy this ifg, write it here. Before that, add this class name. And for this one, we'll add some margin from top. So now it looks good. So finally, we have completed our feature section also. Next, we will create another section. So before that, I will add one comment here, which is footer. And let's create one section, and the class name is footer. Let's add one div and the class name content box. And again, we will add one div with class name container. And next we will add one title. So I am using h1 and the title is get in touch. Refresh the web page and you can see this title here, get in touch. So after this title we need two columns. So first we'll create one div and the class name is row, and now we'll create two columns. So we'll add div class column d6. This is for the first column and duplicate it, and it will be second column. Now in the left column we'll add one form, and class name I am adding contact form. Next we will add one div and the class name is form group. And here we will add input field. So I am using input type text and class name form control and placeholder your name. Refresh the web page, you can see this first input field here. Next we will duplicate this one and we'll change the placeholder. This is phone number and this one is email ID. This type will be email and here number. Refresh the web page, you can see three input fields here. Let's copy it again and remove this one. Here we'll add text area and class name form control, rows it will be 4 and placeholder your message. So you can see one more input field here. Next we will create one submit button. So I am using button type, it will be submit, and we'll add one class name btn and btn primary, and button text will be send message. So you can see one button over here. Let's copy this class name footer and come to the CSS file. First we will add one comment here, then write this class name, then write h1. Here we will add padding from the top. Let's copy this class name contact form, and for this one we will write padding, Then copy this class name form control. Here we will add border radius, it will be 0, border will be none, and box shadow, it will be none. Let's add important over here. So you can see no border, no shadow. Here we'll add placeholder and font size 12 pixels. Just copy this class name here, and after that we'll add button, and for this button we will add border none. Background will be this color, and box shadow none. Border radius 0 and important. So you can see this color for this submit button. Next we will come to the right column, and here we'll add one more class name, which is contact info. And in this second column we'll add div, and the class name I'm adding follow. Here we will add one icon, so just copy any icon code, paste it here. We'll change the icon. So here I will add map icon. Then span, and in this span we will add text for our location. Let's duplicate it and we will change the icon and text. Refresh the web page, you can see these icons and text on this web page. Next we have to design it. So let's copy this class name contact info, write it here. Then we'll add this class name follow. Let's add some background color, then padding and margin. Now it looks like this one. Just copy it again, and here we'll copy the FA for the icon. We will add margin and font size and color. Font weight, it will be bold, and padding from the right side. Add important here. Reload the web page, and you can see this icon has some color and some space from the right side. Let's copy this class name here, then write span. We'll add font size. Now it looks good. Let me duplicate it again, and here we will add multiple icons. This will be Facebook icon, then YouTube, this one for Twitter, and Instagram. So you can see 4 icons here. So after creating this contact form and contact information area, we will create one footer text for the copyright message. So after this div, we'll add one HR here to add one line, then P and some text here. With this text, we'll add one icon also, this heart icon, and this text. Let's reload the web page. You can see this line and this text. Let's add one class name for this P. Just copy this class name, write it into the CSS file. Here we'll add text align center and font size. And let's copy this class name for the icon, and here we'll change the color. And font size will be 17 pixel. Next, copy this HR and come to the CSS file, and before that we will add this class name footer. Here we will write margin from top and background. Refresh the web page. You can see this color line here and this copyright text in the center. So finally we have created all the sections of our website. Next we have to add 3D scrolling effect on this website. For that you have to come to this GitHub link. You can find this link in the video description. You can see the creator's name here and image. You can find download link here, so simply click here and download this file. Just extract this zip file. Open this folder and now come to this demo. And here you can see this JS file and this CSS file. Just copy these two files and paste it into your work folder. Next, come to the Google and search for jQuery CDN. Open this website, code.jquery.com, and click here. Just copy this script and come to the HTML file. At the top, just add it here in the head. Again write a script, source and the file name. It will be the same file name that we have copied in our work folder, the JS file. Next write link rel style sheet href and the file name. It will be the CSS file that we have copied right now. So after adding these 3 lines, come to the GitHub link again and scroll this page. And you can see we have to add this type of format. So just copy this one, first line, write it here, and we will close this div at the bottom. Next, just copy this one and come to the HTML file. Here we will write a script, open and close just before the closing body tag. Just paste it here. We will remove this comment. Save these changes and reload the web page. So right now you can see this horizontal scrolling over here. To fix this, we will come back to the CSS file and we will replace this one. This height will be 100 VH and then write body here, and for this one we'll set overflow X hidden. Refresh the web page. Now you can see there is no horizontal scrolling, but you can see the second section is coming over the first one. To fix this one, just come back to the HTML file and copy this class name for this section. Write it here, and here we'll add the class name for the other section also. This is feature. And now the next section, footer. For each one we'll add margin top 10%. Refresh the web page. Now you can see very good 3D scrolling effect on this web page. In this section you can see these contents are touching the bottom. To fix this one, we'll come back to the CSS file and we will come to this section, and here we'll change the height 100 VH. That's it. Refresh the web page. Now you can see this is the first section, good, and this one is also fine. So finally we have created our complete web page with 3D scrolling effect. I hope this video will be helpful for you. If so, please hit the like button and also subscribe this channel to watch more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching this video.